All right. So finally, I've been able to interview Victor, and this has taken a while, man. We've been scheduling this for like 3 months, but we're here now. So this is Victor, and I'm super pumped up to be able to interview you, man. Glad you took the time out of your day to chat for a second.
Yeah, man, happy to be here. It's long overdue.
Yes, very long overdue. So let's jump right into it. So let's talk about like what were you doing before you joined my mentorship program? Like what was going on? Just 9 to 5, or were you working on any other kind of business, or what was the deal?
So I was working, and I'm currently still working at a data center as an engineer. Um, I work a night shift, really inconvenient schedule. So before I even started, I was trying to figure out, how am I going to make this thing work? A lot of the times you interview candidates, they want to call you, they want to talk to you after the end of the workday, 5 p.m. I'm sleeping during that time.
Right.
Uh,
Super
so
convenient.
yeah, not ideal. So I had to figure out ways, and I think you and I talked about this when I first ran the program, and we sort of talked about strategies. And I do have 2 days in the week, Monday and Tuesday, that I have off, and you're basically just like, all right, you need to do this, like schedule your interviews back to back to back, Monday through Tuesday, and I managed to make it work. I made a decent amount of money doing it, and it's been awesome.
Yeah,
It's been a wild ride.
it's awesome. I love it. And of course, I ask everyone, any staffing or recruiting experience in your past history and in anywhere that you've had before the program.
No, no background in sales or in recruiting at all.
Just straight up
Nothing.
engineer
Just
at the data center.
just your videos, man,
And you're also
and data center engineering.
you're also a sailor.
Yeah.
You're a Navy man. Thank you for your
Yes,
service.
sir. Thank you,
Um,
sir. Yeah, got on 2017.
awesome.
Exciting.
Um, right on. So let's talk about clients. How many clients have you been able to sign off on from I guess your inception of the program to date? How many clients have you got?
So 11 signed. I just interviewed another client today. So once that goes to their legal department, my agreement, hopefully that gets signed. Um,
Awesome.
so yeah, pretty good.
Nice. Not
So
bad at all.
yeah,
And
it's not bad.
and of course, some of those clients are volume, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got clients, two clients right now that are regularly giving me more candidates or more jobs to fill for. So it's been
Primo,
awesome. Yeah.
primo. Loving it. So the money question. All right. Okay, let's talk about revenue. So um, same question, I guess, aside from contracts, from the inception of the program, let's talk about, I guess, cash collected and projected pipeline, for what you have currently right now.
Yeah, so I've collected close to 50,000. Um, Actually just made over 20,000 this month, 22,000. My pipeline right now is looking between 80 to 100,000, depending on if I can manage to get them at the higher end of the salary range. So pretty
Awesome.
exciting. Big things coming. So I'm
Golf
stoked.
clap, as
Thanks,
we
man.
always do in the Zooms. I like it, man. Love
Thanks,
it.
man.
Love it.
Yeah.
You can't argue with 50K collected. That's awesome thus
Yeah, it's
far.
crazy. Uh,
And in such a short period of time too. And so, I mean, like we always say, that's the average American salary. The
yeah.
average, right, across the board. And you're just grabbing that up in months. So that's you.
That's awesome.
Um, great job, man.
Thanks, man.
So we talked about, I guess your night job. What I mean, I always talk about, no excuses, right? Because there really isn't an excuse as to why you can't make six figures in recruiting. And people always, well, their subconscious comes up with these excuses. You work nights, you sleep during the day, you have these Monday and Tuesday time frames. It's like, what is that like? I mean, how does it work? I mean, I know it's a struggle, but you just push through it. Like, what's that like for you?
Making sacrifices for sure. When I like the first couple of months I started, I would just leave my phone um off of vibrate. So anytime I got a phone call, I'd be up. Hey, not ideal.
Right.
So I mean, it's not great, but I've managed to make pretty good money. I definitely would be making more if I could, if I had a more normal schedule, which is why I'm gonna have to cut ties here soon and do this full time.
Yeah.
But it's just a bunch of like very good time management on my off days and just setting aside a schedule, getting these interviews back to back to back, and just working around my schedule. I'll get off a 12-hour shift and I'll just be like, okay, got to make these interviews happen in the next 2 hours. Call the clients. I got to tell the client my situation, and sometimes it doesn't work out because I want somebody that's fully committed. But I made it work, and it's I've gotten better at doing it, and it is really inconvenient. But I think if I can do nights and do this, I think anybody can, honestly.
I would definitely say so, and I would say that the pace you're tracking for is definitely one where you can obviously match up your or surpass your income, and then get to a point where you're, hey, I'm doing this full time, and I can do whatever I want now, type of deal, and all that. So without divulging, I guess, systems and secrets and processes and things that are in the program, right, that we go through, tell me, like, what kind of volume have you put out? Because this comes up a lot. People are always curious, like, what kind of volume, email, what kind of volume output, LinkedIn outreach, things like that. What kind of things like that have you done to be able to get the clients you've gotten?
Yeah, so I send at least 200 emails out a day, and I use a campaign. Obviously, I've been tailoring it to make it more effective, and kind of doing like, what do you call that? Split testing with my email campaigns to figure out which one has been more effective, and that's worked. And now I cap out on those 100 or 100 LinkedIn connections every week.
Yep.
So a lot, but yeah, my email campaigns and my outreach has been
It's
really
pretty on
effective.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
200 a day. I mean, that's, if you're doing that religiously, you're bound to get the clients. But obviously, as you scale that, I mean, the sky's not even the limit. I mean,
Right.
reference, whoever else, that I've interviewed about their email output. So we know that that's kind of like the basis for things, and that's really, really good, because I think that's one big difference between an amazing, awesome recruiter, and a recruiter that's just kind of trying, per
Yeah.
se, right? And there's a difference, right? There's a huge difference. So, I guess we can kind of cap it off with this. I mean, you've done well, you've been successful, and you will be successful, and you're tracking for a really good pace here. I would say to you, well done, and thank you for being an awesome student. And I'm really proud of the things you've done. Honestly, I think it's excellent.
Hey man, your mentorship has been huge, honestly.
Thank you very much. I guess
It's been hugely instrumental. Yeah.
This is relevant.
I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. This is relevant to my next question, which is basically what around the mentorship program, what around the whole six-figure mentorship program, is it that if somebody's on the fence or thinking about it, and they're watching this and they're thinking, well, should I get into the mentorship program? Is it really going to 10x what I'm doing? Is it really going to take me to the next level if I'm at scratch? Blah blah blah. What would you kind of tell that person?
I would tell you that if you are serious about getting started and going quickly, and having somebody in your corner that knows what they're doing and has been doing it for a long time, I think you'd be dumb not to, personally. But I mean, it's been huge, man. Like when I first started, I had literally no idea what I was doing. And it's not just your mentorship, it's the networking in the group, right? Because we have these 2 days a week that we go into calls, and I'm not there all the time. At the beginning, I was like every week, Tuesday, I would set that time aside, even though it's kind of inconvenient with my schedule. But just having other people in the group that are doing the same thing that you're doing, that you could ask questions from and learn from, that's been huge, man. But yeah, I would say if you're on the fence about it, just do it. I mean, it's the fastest way to get going. And if you're doing it on your own and you don't really, if you're just kind of learning as you go, you're wasting time and you're wasting money. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And that's been the most beneficial thing for me. So
good summary, man. The learning curve aspect, right? There's a learning
Yeah,
curve, and
flattens it, man, for
yeah,
sure.
we just flatten the curve, right? So I appreciate all that, and yeah, there's a lot to it, right? You mentioned the network, right? When you join, you're joining a group. You're not just joining, like, it's not just me and you. We're joining a network that we have set up. It's a group program. So hey, man, I really appreciate that. I also appreciate your time, and you being
Yes,
able to
sir.
do this, and all that, and sharing a little bit of your success with us. And obviously, there'll be much more to come. So, like I sign off with everybody, we'll be doing an interview at your 7-figure mark, and we'll talk. 'Cause obviously, 6 figures is in the bag, but we'll be talking here
Yeah, it's coming.
at 7. And yeah, man, I just appreciate your time doing this for us.
I appreciate you too, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for the
man.
call.
Yep. Thanks, Victor.
Yeah, take care, man.
Take care.